Hi, Achim here from InnerSpace Explorers. Today is a bit of a special one, as you probably saw in the title of the video. It's about an old diving helmet. And before I get into this story, if you like my content, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And now let's talk about this diving helmet. So one of my patrons dropped me a message and said, in a video of you in the background, I saw an old black diving helmet. Please tell us more about it. And I was like, which video, helmet, I don't know. So I started to look through my old videos, couldn't find anything, and then forgot about it. And when we were moving, beginning of this year, I stumbled over this diving helmet. So now let me tell you a little bit more about this helmet. And to do that, I'll turn the camera around and show it to you while I explain a little bit when it was made, why it was made, etc. So here it is. Actually, I hope it's the one that he was talking about, but it's the only black diving helmet I have. So yeah, it's an open style helmet. So if you're a little bit into diving helmets, you know that normally there you have a neck ring, so they're sorry, they're connected to the suit. So basically there's one air capsule, that's the suit and the helmet all in one. And the modern ones, actually you have a neck seal, so there's an air capsule in the helmet, while this one, as you can see, is open style. So you put it on your shoulders, you put a heavy weight that you clip in here, and the same goes on the back, and that holds it on your shoulders, and then your air is basically in this air bubble and you can walk around on the ground. The reason I made this helmet is because back then we had a lot of dive customers, and they brought their children and their families, and when they went diving, we wanted to have some sort of attraction for their children and for their families, and I made this helmet, and they started walking around with this helmet in like 2 meters of water. And there was a TV series back then, I can't remember the name, but yeah, there was somebody using a helmet like this to pick sea urchins and stuff, and so we thought that's a great idea. So it's made from aluminium. I welded it together, and that was in 1996, so yeah, quite a few years ago. And yeah, there's a plexiglass window that's screwed in with a bit of sealing behind, and I'll show you the interior of the helmet. Oops. So you can see the air inlet is here on the outside, and it's this tube here, and it goes all the way. And the reason it is doing this is because the fresh air then blows on top over that window, and actually prevents the window from fogging, and you have this fresh air coming down in the front of your face, which actually makes it quite comfortable. So yeah, probably not the best welding in the world, but actually for aluminium actually works quite nice. There's a reinforcement here where these hooks are, where you can hook in the lead. I couldn't find the lead weights, probably threw them away at some point. And yeah, that's an air coupling. So what we normally did back then is we had it, we were like following the people with the boat, and there was a double 20 in the boat with 250 bars, and so you had a constant flow of gas to the helmet. And before you plug it in there was a loop here in front of you, and the loop had a valve, so you could control the airflow, so it's comfortable, and the excess air was actually coming out underneath. So very simple design, very simple unit. So I can already hear it. You guys want me to put this thing on, which I'll do in a second. So yeah, it's actually a bit small for me. So as I said, we did it primarily for the teenage kids of our customers back then. and that worked great. I can actually feel it sitting pretty heavy on the chest because it doesn't reach my shoulders, so I'm basically too fat, too wide, whatever, for it, but I can wear it. And so yeah, actually it was a lot of fun. They always loved it. It was really, really cool. The only thing you should not do is fall over with this thing, because that means that the air immediately goes out and then you have a problem. So there was always a safety diver in the water, obviously. And at some point we actually had a line on the helmet, so even if that person would stumble, the helmet would basically like hang in the water, so to speak. So it was a little bit negative, like 2 kilos or so. So the weights were trimmed out, so it just compensated the air in the helmet, and so it was not like super heavy on the person. So if that person would stumble, the helmet basically couldn't go down because it was hanging on the boat, or was tethered from the boat. So an alternative way of feeding it is basically with a tank on the back. So you can obviously take a first stage and rudder hose in this thing, and then also have an air control valve, so where you can control the flow. So you're independent from the boat. And you guys tell me now if you want to see this thing in action. I'm afraid the answer will be yes, because if you want to see it in the water, I'll find the victim. Actually thinking of Marco, he's a great victim for these things. We also still owe you the dive with the vintage gear, and yeah, it's a bit of a time issue, but we'll do that. So Marco, if you watch this video, get prepared, you will be the helmet diver. Yeah, then there's obviously the hose needs to be replaced, and I'll need to find these weights or make some, and then yeah, I'll show you how this works in the water. Hope the answer is yes. Okay, that was a bit unusual for the content of this channel, but I hope you anyway liked it, and also hope I answered the question of my patron, and see you in the next video. Take care, bye bye.